This girl simply touched her head. She didn't expect that the giant beast far away in South Korea would also touch its head. At first, the girl thought it might be a coincidence, but when she opened a website in Seoul to watch the replay, she found that the beast's movements were exactly the same as hers. To verify her suspicion, Annie quickly went to the park and made a reaching gesture. Then she rushed home to watch the giant beast in Korea. Sure enough, the beast's movements mirrored hers exactly. To further confirm her theory, Annie brought some friends to the park. She had them sit on a bench and use their phones to watch the beast's actions in Seoul. As expected, when Annie performed a dance in the park, the giant beast in Korea also danced in a strange way. It was as if the beast was Annie, and Annie was the beast. Not only that, but her friends were shocked to discover that their physical sensations were somehow connected. When a missile struck the giant beast in Korea, Annie suddenly felt intense pain in her body. She began flailing her arms and legs in agony, and the giant beast mimicked her movements, smashing a helicopter in the process. As her friends stood there in shock, Annie suddenly tripped over her own feet and fell to the ground in the park. But that fall caused several skyscrapers in Seoul to collapse into rubble, injuring hundreds of people. To prevent further panic among the people in Korea, Annie decided to return to the park. She planned to apologize to the people in Korea. First, she pointed to the ground, signaling the people below to evacuate. After confirming that the ground beneath her was safe, Annie slowly crouched down. Then, she wrote the word sorry on the ground with her hand and promised never to appear again, urging people not to panic. The citizens gave her a thumbs up in response. From that day on, Annie kept her promise and never visited that park again. She thought the danger had passed. But one morning, a giant robot appeared on the streets of Korea, wreaking havoc. Sensing something was wrong, Annie rushed to the park. Sure enough, she found her friend kicking around wildly in the park. It seemed that the robot was her friend. Seeing this, Annie hurriedly tried to stop her friend from staying there, but her friend was so absorbed in the chaos that she even challenged Annie to a duel. The girl pointed to the side, and the giant beast far away in Korea also pointed to the side. Annie warned her friend to leave the park immediately, but her friend wouldn't listen. In a fit of anger, Annie slapped her friend. The giant beast in Korea did the same. However, because of the beast's heroic act of slapping the robot, its status in people's minds skyrocketed. They even turned it into a meme and posted it online. Unexpectedly, this incident made Oscar feel humiliated. To regain his lost dignity, Oscar summoned Annie the next morning for a duel. Seeing this, Annie decided not to hold back. But she was just a weak girl and no match for Oscar. Within a few rounds, Annie was knocked to the ground, unable to move. As Oscar stomped on the ground furiously, Annie could only watch helplessly, realizing that if Oscar continued, the whole of Korea would soon disappear from the earth. Annie devised a bold plan. Without hesitation, she bought a plane ticket to Korea. Oscar was still having fun in the park, unaware of the imminent danger. But in the next moment, the ground shook violently. Before Oscar could react, the giant beast in Korea appeared in front of him. It turned out that Annie, who was in Korea, used teleportation to bring the beast to the US. Oscar, terrified, tried to run away, but Annie grabbed him, even on the brink of death. Oscar refused to admit defeat, cursing Annie furiously.
Like and subscribe.